This is Bloodborne, a kind of intermediary work of Hidetaka Miyazaki, the devious bastard of Japan who developed Dark Souls and its prototype Demon's Souls. And this follows the same mechanics quite a lot, but it's based in, you could say, Victorian era gothic horror style. And it's gonna be quite merciless, so let's just get going. Play online. And I have played this before, because if I hadn't, this would be completely, I would go completely berserk. Maintenance, yeah. And a new game.
Oh, yes. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
With contract, I make my character, and I'm gonna skip this phase, for it's boring. And thus has the man appeared. And with all the basic loading screen ramblings, and they also give up some lore items of possibly give spoilers that yes, there's a weapon, a trick weapon, like every weapon in this game, called Ludwig's Holy Blade, and you can get it. Of course, if it's mentioned that it is there, you can get it.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
That guy has a big hat. Ouch! And loss of consciousness. This is practically the only first-person part in this game. World's gone different. And a bloody beast is here. What the hell just it did? Well, it burned. More of these creepy things. Oh yeah, they're ugly.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
And now here I wake up. In this, I must quote another great game. I woke up to the pain of new existence in a dank room of darkness and decay. Well, it ain't so dark and there isn't so much decay, but it's a dank room and it's a new existence. I think the basic level of technology in this in Bloodborne is something like mid 1800s, as in there is no the scientific method is well proven, and learning and all that is in learning, and the fact that and they also know about cleaning up all the medical equipment they have, but and pain management can be done with ether and laudanum and all that, but there's practically no any kind of efficient medicines for infections, so it's a bit of frustrating for the healers. And there's a big monster. Let's use our bare hands to smack it to death. So it's a big ouch, ouch. Yeah, it's a bit of a handful. Oh, it ate me. A werewolf ate me. But that is not actually a bad thing, because that is, in a sense, very important thing to have for you to happen. You can skip it and get to this place where we are going differently, but I'm not doing it the way game assumes it is to be done. So now you will wake up again in a beautiful well, if not beautiful, quite beautiful garden place with a big building built on top of the hill, and moon and sky. Hunter's Dream. Time to doors closed. Time to go move around. An abandoned human-sized doll. It is beautiful yet also creepy in a sad sense. And this place will be will become very familiar to you in the long run. And it's a bloody long time since I played this game, so it's really hard to remember what was the exact method you had to do. Well, oh yes, there was. Accept gift from messengers. Yeah, you get an item, notebook. Now you can write notes like in Dark Souls. A gun. You can take a blunderbuss, which is the shotgun, or a hunter's pistol. And I'm gonna take the pistol mostly because it's faster. Trick weapon. And this is the basic weapon you're gonna use. So there's a selection between threaded cane, which is very stylish but doesn't hit so hard, hunter's axe, which hits very hard but it's quite slow and clunky, and the saw cleaver, which is something like an intermediary between them both, and it sounds the most nastiest, so it's time to take the saw cleaver this time. I originally played this game through with a different weapons, so and there is some things here, but now I can equip myself with weapons, and I can switch the weapon's shape. That is it. That is it. The basic method of the game. You have a gun and you have a trick weapon. You can switch between them. And still searching for around for all kinds of things. Linked to a nightmare. So yeah, Bloodborne, well, it does use the basic aesthetic of you could say, gothic horror of the Victorian era. Rough English accents, place with haze, smoke, and all kinds of unpleasantness in here. But time to... And now I can wake up in Yharnam again. Now I have weapons. So it's time to say hello again to this ugly werewolf thingy. This time with a big saw blade, rusty and sharp and rippy. I'm a bloody teacup, I'm a little teacup, bloody and cut. Here is my handle, here is my butt. That's a weird rhyme. I didn't invent that, but it's still weird. Oh, yeah, you over there chewing up all the meat. Now I'm gonna I ripped you apart with my big saw blade. Blood vials. These are healing items. They do this quite much the same as Estus. Your limit is 20 and you can get a higher, but it ain't easy. And from the clinic to the graveyard. I don't know. And already there's all kinds of alternate routes that to make this game be much more, in a sense, bigger, and this game is quite big. But it ain't big in a sense that you can, that every place you go you can get to. It's not big in that sense, but it's still big enough that it's a lot of slog to get through. If I remember, you even could slog through the old, and there are places of transition where you go to other places. And as the hunt is on, it is no what streets are filled with hunters, those who hunt. And of course flashing things mean that you can open them, or better say take them. And of course there's also breakable stuff. You can crash into Molotov cocktails, throwable weapons. They could have named them something like fire bottles or something, but they didn't. So which implies that there must have sometimes been a big hunter of beasts called Molotov. And he used those fire cocktails. That's why they're named after him. And there's lots of closed gates and another lamp. And these work slightly like the bonfires of Dark Souls 2, in the sense that they don't work completely. They do the same function as the bonfires in Dark Souls, except that they don't do the completely same thing. They are not, you can say, they are not completely, they are not something that you can just rest and enemies respawn. No, you have to get killed to awake again in it. And that guy is carrying a shield. This game has one shield and it's useless. So Miyazaki wanted to emphasize completely different way of fighting in this game, which is to say it has to be fast, brutal and unpleasant. And yeah, mobs wielding torches and pitchforks don't sound too scary, except when you are at the receiving end of them and you are not a bloody superhuman god. You are just a regular Joe. One person who's Let's Play series I actually do like very much, said that the basic Dark Souls is, you could say it follows this very quite typical style of world horrifying, filled with demons and all that. And in usually that genre of game, you are some sort of supreme, super normal badass yourself, capable of ripping those horrors which eat heavily armed human militaries for lunch. Actually, not as for lunch, but as slightly a tasty snack. And you are the one who's capable of eating them for lunch. In this game, no. You are just a regular Joe sent to the horror stuff. So time to knock.
Are you that outsider?
Yeah?
Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Yeah. English accent. In a sense, quite harsh English accent. So yeah. The hunt is on. Mobs are in the street, searching for beast blood. And they don't seem to be particularly sane, because even though you are yourself a hunter of the beasts, they also want you dead. And of course, like in Dark Souls, once you die, you lose all this nice bonus stuff you have gathered, but you can get them back. And in this one, it might be that the enemy has found it. Oh shit. That's a bastard ambushing me. And the blood vials are actually quite handy, and you heal fast with them. Hell, you even have a dedicated button for that. So that should tell me how important it is expected to be to heal yourself with blood. And these guys carry swords. No, you are not going to loot their swords, mostly because you already have a much more effective weapon in form of soul cleaver. Very spooky weapon. More ammo. I haven't actually shot anybody yet. Despicable inquisitiveness. Actually, in the sense that inquisition, in a sense, means inquisitive means curiosity. So, in a sense, someone is inquisitive does not mean they are overtly harsh, and that they might mean that they are actually much more into the researching and finding out what things are. That's the inquisitionary method. Not just about who has the better argument, but finding out what is the true nature of things. And of course, here's already one thing, that how the game is rigged against ya. The basic enemies have, or so this mob already has, they have guns, they can aim very far. You don't have guns. Even if you would get a gun which should be able to shoot far, you can't. There is no aiming in this game, just quick firing, or just shoot from lock on, or just shoot from the fucking hip. So yeah, you can get shot to pieces by guys with guns, but no, even if you would have a gun good for that purpose, you can't. But I'm still gonna chop these guys up, because that gun, it's a long arm. It's some sort of musket, should be. You should be able to aim with it. It should be able to shoot quite accurately for... Oops. Yep. Something big and unpleasant is behind that door. But... fucking pitchfork here. Mob. And they also have torches. Torches, axes, pitchforks, and all those kind of commonly present rabble weaponry. Something you actually, in a sense, don't want to be at the receiving end of. More bullets. But at the beginning of the game, it's quite simple. You are just thrown to the Yharnam, and with very little plot, you are some outsider coming to the Yharnam to hunt beasts. That's it. There is no backstory to you, and there's not so much backstory to the game either, and as it follows the... I think it might be something like Miyazaki's favorite way of telling stories with item descriptions and all that, but even then it doesn't tell a lot of story. It tells more like implication of a story. Hello. Yeah, you look quite stunning shot. Rip. And kill it. That was the use of parry. If you succeed, you usually get the enemy gets a hurt, and now I have another. I have secondary weapon, a torch. I can take it out and stab with it. It ain't so fancy. And look at that, crows the size of a fucking dogs. And they make a noise like dogs. Yeah. The basic forms of nothing pleasant in Yharnam today. Just complete horror cost of death, pain, misery, suffering, and another locked gate. Oh yeah, there's lots of, in a sense, exploration, gather items, do some grindings. You could say nothing particularly unusual about Souls method game. Well, they call those games Soulsborne, which is quite strange. But then again, another big that kind of hybrid name of genre, or more like gameplay style of oh yeah, Metroidvania style, which is something like this, but usually in a 2D medium. Oh yeah, and you of course have the stamina as well. Stop waving that bloody piece around, you bloody peasant. Filth. Slice and rip with the dog. And there's dogs. They're big, they're mean, they're vicious. Just nothing but vicious bloody dogs. And there's a couple of werewolf things which are very dangerous, and I don't intend to go and pick a fight with them. Bloodstone shards, they are important. They do give you things. So going to here. And there's apparently a path forward. And a bit of path backwards, but nothing else. So going to here. Bloodstone shards, more. They are used to upgrade your weaponry. Which probably isn't that surprising, that yes, you can upgrade your weaponry. And if you don't upgrade your weaponry, you will get seriously fucked in the long run. You just don't find your better weaponry in this game just like willy-nilly. You have to also improve your own weaponry. And that's a new kind of enemy, some sort of halfway human werewolf thingy. More dangerous than those humans, but not as they are not as savage as the And these early enemies have a big windows on which you can throw them, shoot them to the face with a gun, and then walk inside to rip them apart. Give them a bit rippy wake up with a big saw blade. So yeah, I make this look easier than it actually is. Oh yeah, there. Hey, you came up here. Yeah, you don't look too happy. Don't worry, I don't look too happy either. At least compared to you. And of course, enemies do drop items that you can loot them. And that is definitely recommended thing to do. Loot everything you can. Because everything has point value and gigantic rats. That too. Not ain't. So take a shot to the face and get shredded. Give me all the stuff, and I found new set of clothing, hunter's set, hunter hat, and all that. And they give a big difference to your how much you can resist status effects and all that, but generally this game is so merciless in general sense that you don't want to get hit at all ever by anything, mostly because it's not just usually one hits which are gonna come and then mangle you. No, there's about to be one hit and then about 50 other hits which will mangle you to pieces. Use a big rusty saw blade to kill up sheep-sized rats. Yep, unpleasant visual places. Oop. Slice, but there's this kind of method that once you get hit, you have a very small window to recover your lost damage by attacking attacking enemy. But that window is usually just so small, and the hit stun usually makes it so that you can't actually employ it, but it's still there, and some weapons do give you longer windows to actually try to make use of that feature. So that's called the rally potential, and it's a nice mechanic. Not perhaps the most efficient or powerful or necessary, but it certainly gives you reason to get forward and smack enemies to face with whatever horrifying ugly saw blade you have in your own disposal to pull out blood off from their bodies. Because Bloodborne is about blood. Of course, the game's name is Bloodborne, so why it wouldn't be about it? And Bloodborne things are usually pathogens. They cause diseases. So in a sense, is this some sort of disease going on? A plague of beasts that has done bad things to Yharnam. But these are just, well, they're enemies, and I can throw some firebombs at their faces to give them hurt. And once you stop attacking, you start to recover your attacking stamina. So yeah, the game does want you to keep attacking, be on the offensive. And enemies have usually an ability to attack not so much fast as in, let's say, ice blisteringly fast, which is faster than fast, something like it's just lurking about and then bang, it's on your face and causing big damage and pain to your face and everything behind that face. Of course, that's quite much the basic method way how Bloodborne works. It's an absolutely hard and merciless game, and even at the beginning of it, it's even more so. And it's a big maze-like. Navigation is not the most easy thing to do, especially at the beginning. Here's some weird canal or something. Couple of hairy Japanese bastards. But it's also interesting that you would assume that the game made by Japanese... Oh, about to sneeze. You would assume that the game made by Japanese developer, very Japanese, would follow in a sense that Japanese method, but Miyazaki has more sense, went to the European style of gaming, or at least not in general game design, but in the aesthetics of the things, as in Victorian era and of course the dark fantasy European style with plate mail armor and rotting zombies and all that kind of thingamajiggery, which is an interesting detail or interesting contradictory. You would assume that the Japanese developer, knowing how the xenophobic culture Japan in a sense has, but at least a big swipe to kill a couple of dog-sized birds. They are unpleasant. They are slice and cut them apart. And at this pace it's very recommended to do so. Killing enemies is always worthy in this game, and they respawn endlessly, so if you would have the patience of a saint or madman, whichever comes first, you could potentially get yourself very high level in this starting area. And there's also nothing that forces you to stop picking up items. Because if you have space in your inventory, you can... Oh, a big pig, which I'm gonna slice. My plan was to smash it. Yeah, it's spewing shit. Porcine enemies. Oh damn it, and it's quite a dangerous one. I'm going to use the regular fork. Yeah, but smack it and put a fist in its ass and rip it apart from inside. That's a nasty way of killing stuff. Soul Hunter's Badge. Though that's a unique item, I can't really remember what it does, but badges allow you to buy stuff from the certain kind of fountain found within the dream. And unlike Dark Souls, there are no hidden passages or walls or anything like that. The game is, in a sense, very clear in that. Big set of stairs to climb. And that guy, he hurt himself when then I shot him to the face. That's and his name was not Face McShooty, who is the guy who wants to be shot to the face. That's why his name is Face McShooty. But that big rock he lighted up and shoved here did cause some big serious damage to those bastards around here. I'm going to use this elevator, and while I'm at it, get some madman's insight. And with that I get, I would say, madman's knowledge, and with that I gain a bit of insight. Oh, he missed. Okay, and then he gets stunned. Oh shit. That's painful. But I smacked him apart. And he dropped blood vials. But there's his buddy. Come on, you have a hunchback. Tackle. But then he charges at me. And I then cause some choppy pain to him. Getting up. And up these stairs as well. And there's something. These cold blood dew items, they allow you to get more blood essences, meaning you get more experience points out of it. And that using of that madman's knowledge, which gave me insight, is a bit of a trick I am using. As in, insight is very difficult, if not impossible, thing to lose. But you can and you do lose it eventually, but there will be some kind of things that you are really about. Yeah, the Night of the Hunt. Well, that is going on right now. And this stranger, for some reason, decided to come on and join it. And shoving things with torch doesn't seem to cause them much. Doesn't seem to stagger them, but at least gives them a bit of moment of pain. Well, Jack the Ripper likes the pain. Yeah, that's the name of this not so heroic personality. And this is the same bridge I was earlier, but now I avoided those big, ugly, nasty werewolf things. Time to bring out the gun again. And that's whatever organization called Healing Church. Well, it has done things. Closed off gates, leaving people to die. But let's open the gate. And with a bit of insight, there's a bit of... I can return to Hunter's Dream and see what is up. And there's a big change as I have now gained insight. Doll has awoken.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you.
That's not her name, she is
Honorable
just
hunter.
what she is.
Pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength.
Yes.
You will hunt beasts,
But
and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
and with this I can gain myself some.
Very well.
I can
Let the
become
echoes
stronger.
become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
And oh yeah, I can boost my endurance. Skill, arcane. Boosted everything to 10, so time to confirm it. That's quite equal. And now there are more
You
chat
speak
between.
with Gehrman. He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose.
Well,
Farewell, good hunter.
that is me. I am
May you
hunter.
find your worth in the waking world.
So I guess it's time to find the Gehrman. Now I have an item I can use to summon aid to myself. And the room is opened. Well, this is a more bell. And that man in wheelchair is Gehrman.
Aha! You must be the new hunter.
He carries a
Welcome to the
cane,
hunter's dream. This
has a
will
peg
be
leg,
your home
and very ragged
for now.
clothing. He looks
I am
old and tough.
Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven
Yep.
for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the doll, should it please you. This was once a
Oh
work-
yes.
You're well even.
But what a doll is something. It must be a companion of something. And now here I can use bloodstones to fortify my weapons to make them do more damage. I can repair them as well if they have been damaged. And of course, as a demonstration, I'm gonna fortify the sword cleaver to sword cleaver +1. And there's also a storage place where I can put some stuff. And it's time to actually, yeah. Now with that first piece of insight that I have gained, I more or less have made this place something that I can now use to use kind of handy stuff. And with this I can also join the co-op, and that is in a sense very necessary item to get. And here I can Oh well, I can buy and sell stuff. Also with weapons, all that. Yeah, the badges allow me to buy weapons and stuff. So I'm just gonna sell these there because they are quite some of those. Now I can buy myself the soul spear. And of course I'm gonna equip it as well to make, and now I have even longer, nastier blade. So it's time to head back to central Yharnam without any insight. Yeah, normally you would have to beat the first boss, or better say beat a boss to gain insight enough to get to the manage to find and then find the doll, but if you then find that madman's knowledge and use it to gain insight, you can do it, level yourself up before encountering a boss, which makes it much better, as you can now actually purposefully grind yourself to become more powerful. And I think it hurt. Yeah, he went down. Yeah. The enemies are always very dangerous, and there's practically no way to make it other ways. The enemies are and will remain dangerous in this game. I think that's in a sense good thing. And doesn't he look just quite snazzy wearing those clothings? Time to cross this fine bridge and to clutches of a torch with mob with torches, and a big rock is coming. Squish, squish. Oops, touched it. Yeah. So getting forward. About to say hello to that guy. Hello. Yeah, Soul Spear allows you to make a quite big and potent lunchy strikes, but as it's a spear with a made from a big saw blade, something like a saw cleaver, except with an even bigger and nastier blade. And there's the halfway werewolf coming up, and stab, slice. Did he go down? Maybe he did. He did. Ouch, ouch, and it killed me. And it's time to end this episode with this death.